excited. This is like, yeah, this is spectacular view of London. And the bridges, Blackfriars, and the London Wheel, and Big Ben is lurking behind. Palace of Westminster is lurking behind. Fantastic view of London. On top of the St. Paul's Cathedral in London, this is the topmost vantage point, and the Palace of Westminster is just lurking behind the wheel somewhere. And then we see the City of London, and yeah, the cathedral itself can be seen from this vantage point. The cathedral itself is spectacular. The tile roofs and the two towers, and then yeah, towers itself inside the walking galleries, and then reaching to the top of the respective towers as well. And then here we see the central City of London. And yeah, then as we move on, yeah, a lot of cranes, a lot of construction going on in this part of London. Obviously, City of London is also called a square mile, hosts the largest number of the financial towers in a way. So that in a way, yeah, and because finance and money control the world, they in a way control the whole world. So yeah, because money is important to everyone on the planet. So yeah, and the spectacular view of London on this side of the Thames. And yeah, below we see the cathedral itself with its yeah, there are niches in the cathedral ceiling. The ceiling itself is looking very spectacular for me. I'm truly excited. I mean, why does one drop pet bottles? It's very sad. It's a spectacular. I mean, the niches within the cathedral itself. And yeah, this is yeah, this is a railing. Yeah. And to get the fantastic view of the City of London on this side, and yeah, the various the financial buildings. One is called the gherkin. Gherkin is just lurking behind these big buildings. It's in the shape of a gherkin, and this walkie-talkie building is just right in front of us. And then we have the other buildings. Yeah, this is the City of London. City of London is an independent outside the authority of the London metropolitan area, or London has a mayor, and the City of London also has a mayor. He's called the Lord Mayor. And then in November and on, there's a procession every year. And then yeah, City of London has many guilds, like many guilds and trade groups, kind of. And yeah, they're called a square mile, an entity within London. I mean, not exactly, but we can say an analogy to Vatican City within Rome. But Vatican City is a country, separate country. But this is not, yeah. But yeah, they are outside the purview of some of the administration and of London itself. Yeah. But it's a spectacular place to be. The City of London itself is really spectacular. Yeah, and London obviously is the world's one of the world's greatest mega cities on the planet. Yeah, generally people count Tokyo, London, New York as the first three, and then you have the other mega cities like Shanghai, Beijing, Hong Kong, Singapore, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and Qatar, and yeah, many other cities. So London is the center for finance, art, culture, politics, and many other many areas. Yeah, London is a real global mega city that way. And yeah, we see the towers, spectacular, and the railing. It's look like. It's the wall. The towers more closely we see in the City of the London, and the financial towers and the bank and the financial towers that control money in the world. And yeah, so yeah, this part, or at least many central parts of London, are the or what do they call the playground of the rich and the famous. Yeah, many of the residential units are in tens to millions of pounds, and yeah, even parking lot is in millions of pounds. So that's yeah. Sometimes the house cost of the house may be just a cost of a small item maybe more than the house that I live in. So that's how rich and famous these people are. Yeah, you see the London buses going down on the street, and yeah, spectacular view from the London iconic London Tower Bridge, and yeah, and towers again, and then the city of London itself is really very spectacular, and the cupola of the dome with its niches, yeah, and climbing the dome to the top was very spectacular, because it was like I climbed the Milano in the Duomo in Milano, and this is my second kind of cathedral that I'm climbing on top. And we see the Shard. Yesterday I was on the day before, I think, yeah, I was on top of the Shard, and then it was a spectacular view of London as well. So seeing London from this vantage point is really, really amazing and spectacular. The Shard is the highest building in the UK as well as Europe, except there's one building in St. Petersburg called Leftica Tower, which is 462 meters, but otherwise Shard is the highest building within Europe. Yeah, it's the tallest building within Europe. And we come to this part of London, where across the Thames River we see the Millennium Bridge, which is a walking pedestrian bridge, and on crossing the bridge you find the State Modern Museum Art Gallery, and then there on the side of it you find the spectacular Shakespeare's Globe Theatre. It's a reconstructed or version of the old Globe Theatre that used to host Shakespeare's plays in the 16th century. Probably Shakespeare was also a shareholder in the original Globe Theatre, or he has some monetary engagement with the theatre. But this is the reconstructed version of the Globe Theatre that we see in the center. And yesterday I went to an open play there. It cost about £10, and it was a comedy of errors, and it was staged without any mics. And yeah, like the original, feeling like under with 4 to 5 musicians who were playing very traditional music in somewhere in between. The music was not continuous, and it gave the feeling of being in the 16th century. So that was really spectacular for £10, and yeah, and the stage was very, yeah, it is a round cupola, and inside is it's open air auditorium, and you have about 15 cubicles in 3 floors, so 15, and then there are 2 of them are luxury this side and 2 on the other side. So tickets, I believe, were 75 for the luxury, and then 25, and then on the standing were £10. It was spectacular, really. It's an experience. And then on the Thames we see, of course, the Tower Bridge, center of attraction, and forever an icon, Tower Bridge. And then you have the Blackfriars station within the bridge, contained within the bridge, as well as the Blackfriars Road Bridge. And then you have these, of course, these modern glass buildings, which are a sign of business and finance, and everywhere in London, being a global city. So again, we have this city of London downstairs. You see on the buses, and the buses going under traffic, and the lanes and by lanes. And then you have Blackfriars this side. The cupola, one of the cupola of the St. Paul's Cathedral itself is spectacular. And then yeah, on this side you find these bridges, and then on the distant we also find the Waterloo Bridge with the walking on either side, and then the Waterloo Bridge. Then you have at a distance we can also make out the Covent Garden and the Royal Opera House. Is there the BFI IMAX? No, it's lurking behind. BFI IMAX is also visible. Yes, it's also visible. It's just lurking. BFI IMAX is the largest IMAX screen in the UK, and it's one of the 2 theaters in the UK where you can play the 70mm film IMAX, which is the first version of the IMAX, where like films like Christopher Nolan's Interstellar, Oppenheimer, and this year June's 2 was also released in 70mm film prints. The film prints run horizontally, and BFI IMAX is also visible, but it's so small and lurking aside the big building, and then of course the London Wheel is visible, a Millennium Wheel, what do you call the London Eye or Millennium Wheel, and this side is a spectacular, a lot of construction work going on, so cranes obviously, and then the Clipper, the Thames Clipper is visible, and then the Thames, the boats on the River Thames, and this is a view from at the top of the St. Paul's Cathedral in short, so it's a spectacular view and not to be missed view of London, magnificent global city.